Did you know that between 1890 and 1940, hand-painted stage curtains were literally the front and center feature in northern New England town halls? Grange halls, theaters, opera houses, they were ever present at variety shows, high school graduations, weddings, public lectures, and town meetings. They were functional necessities, but they were also a popular form of public art. Such was the case in Washington, New Hampshire. These beautifully decorated curtains deteriorated over time, and many of these unique works were lost. Luckily, about 500 curtains in northern New England have survived this period, including this one here in Washington.
I'm Jed Schwartz, a former selectman of the town of Washington. I've lived in town for over 40 years, so I remember what it was like to come up here with our kids, performance groups, drama clubs that used to come and use this stage and put on shows for the town. And it was always a great venue. This curtain project came to us as a result of Chris reaching out to us, as she had seen the curtain at one point, having put a tremendous amount of work into this old building, starting with the downstairs, a new foundation, finishing off the town offices, and having the opportunity through the generosity of a bunch of folks who got together and donated funds to complete the upstairs, the old stage and meeting place of the town. It seemed like a great opportunity to take advantage of the Moose Plate grant, which we fortunately were able to secure, that covers the entire cost of restoring this great old curtain.
So, I am Chris Hadsell. I'm Director of Curtains Without Borders. We are a Vermont-based conservation team, and we've been restoring historic stage scenery for 23 years. This curtain in Washington, which came here in 1906, is by Orville Lincoln Story. He was in business in Somerville through the 1920s. The picture on this curtain is of Castle Chillon, which is in Switzerland. It was a hugely romantic image at the time because The Prisoner of Chillon, Byron's poem, was in every household and the most popular image on O.L. Story curtains. This curtain is typical of the theater curtains that we've seen. There's always a top board made of pine that holds the pulleys. Then there is the basic muslin that the curtain is painted on, and a composite roller at the bottom where there's a core that has slats that have been nailed onto it, encased in a layer of fabric. But basically this curtain is in pretty good shape considering it's 115 years old and it's been on stage the whole time. So the trick was first to get it down all in one piece, and to do that we had to remove some bits of lumber that had been added over time, but we got it all down and then we started cleaning it. So you see, the process now is I will vacuum the front and the back and then move it along, and then so it will be upside down by the time we are finished. So the top part of it was very dirty, especially on the back, because warm air rises and carries the dust. As we work down by scrolling the curtain 2.5 feet, 3 feet at a time, it gets cleaner and cleaner until you get to the very bottom where all the bobby pins and glitter and other things have collected against the roller. And then we took it off the bottom roller so that we could add a muslin tail so that the tail would provide some cushioning. And this curtain has had a little bit of water damage that will need to be inpainted. There are 2 or 3 holes that were caused by a nail catching on the fabric. After cleaning it and mending the few holes that there were, the conservator, MJ, is now touching up the paint so that the damage, wear and tear, big creases no longer bother you. The whole overall aspect will be much improved.
In July 2021, Curtains Without Borders completed the conservation of our 121-year-old hand-painted stage curtain in the Washington Meeting House Upper Hall, keeping a key part of our history alive and delighting our audiences for years to come. The mission of the Washington, New Hampshire Historical Society is to collect and preserve material related to the history of Washington and to create activities to promote public knowledge of the history of our community. Your support is sincerely appreciated.